Good morning, pregame crew. It is Friday, February 18th, 2022, 8:24 a.m. Eastern, 6:24 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Chark Lori. You're at the pregame show, and I'd like an audio-visual check, please. Hi, Lisa, Night Truck, John, Roger, Cambridge, Veronica, Mark, my girl Mary, Joe. Hey, Keggers. Timmy, my friend, Matt, Matthew Burrows, Jorge, thank you. Good morning, Dino. How are y'all? We'll get started with the indices, crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day, and I'm super excited about today's show. I have a new indicator for you, and it's just for you to toggle on and off if you are struggling with that edge. You remember earlier this week, I believe it was Wednesday, I went over like 20 plus potential edges, i.e. trade setups that you could take. Well, I have a new twist on it with an indicator that I found that's simple. I don't like messy charts. And it's for those of you struggling with the edge. You cannot use this indicator today. I forbid you. But I want you to play around with it this weekend and see if it's something that can help your trading and maybe really clearly give you defined trade setup. And I like it so much, I'm going to take it a little farther with TCG, and I'm going to TCG-fy it. But, oh, there's Jason. Hey, Jason. Hey, Ricky and Judd's here. Hey, Judd, Gareth, Camo, Tesh, Lucas, Lamb. Snap did us dirty yesterday, didn't it? With that triple daily inside bar breaking in pre-market. Hey, Michelle, I can do SOXL, but I will prefer to do SOXX. That's the underlying ETF. XOXL is a 3 times ETF that has decay, and you always want to be looking at the underlying. But I can give you some short-term levels on XOL, but I can't give you long-term levels because of that decay. Hey, Joe, Andre, Junie, Agent, Bennett, HVO. Hey, Chuck, my day can get started now. Good morning, Karkuki and Jack. You're new to the group, Jack? Well, we do a little bit of hazing, so we need you to sing for the group, all right? And go. Just kidding. Good morning, Danny. I had a question to ask you. So, you know, in sales, I was always told with sales, you need to both feel like you won. Like everybody needs to feel like they got the better deal. And then you know you made a good deal. So if you go buy a car and the car salesman's like, yes, I got a great profit margin. And you drive away with a car of great quality and you're like, yeah, I got him down $1,000. Then you got a good deal. Same thing with marriage. I feel like I'm like a 4 or 5 out on a scale of 1 to 10. And I'm married like a 7. And he would tell you the opposite, that he got the better deal. At least he better. So, did you get the better deal in your relationship, marriage, engagement, whatever? Are you the 5 or are you the 8, the 9? I know Tammy's the 10. Did you get the better deal? Yeah, metals are ripping, Matthew. It's a risk on category, volatile assets. Hey, Michelle. Good morning. I'm going to go back up. Someone asked me about AMD first. I believe that was the first ticker. And then we'll get started on indices in 3 minutes. So on AMD, we are right here at the daily lower low. So let's just call it the daily low right here at 111.81. So where's my little drawer thingy? So we had a lower high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, and we're attempting to put in a daily higher low compared to 111.81, and that presents a nice bottom fishing area, high risk of getting stopped out with this downward momentum and how far we have pulled back. So just be aware of that. Hourly did not get oversold. You see how it grazed it and it grazed it. So they're just keeping this very systematically cooled off, getting lower lows with a little bit of follow through, so we can't call that a falling wedge. So 114.50 is your key resistance and 111.82 is your key support. Gareth, I'm just trying to stay out of AA and make sure my wife doesn't know that I upgraded. You're a thief, Danny? Cool. All right, let me go back up and make sure. Let me grab another ticker. Mary, good job. That's awesome. Mary answered the question. She nailed that tech. Okay, we'll go over SOXX. So SOXX is the underlying ETF in which XOXL and SOXS are based. The SOXL is the bull ETF and the SOXS is the bear ETF. So when evaluating these 3 times ETF, always go to the underlying and assess. So over here, let's just do the whole thing. So we got a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, and we haven't pulled back as far on this one as we have on AMD. So we have enough room for a higher low compared to 458.40. So how do you nail that? Hourly oversold would be ideal. We haven't gotten there yet. We barely grazed it. So then a bottom fish of 471.11 is an option. 471.11, bottom fishing yesterday's low, and if you get stopped out, then be more patient. Then your next level would be 465.50 and then 458.40. So that's how you're looking at SOXL. So you could just make a statement like, whomever asked about this one, you could make a statement like, when we get a 15-minute trend change, I will enter long on that higher high break, and then I will put my stop below that higher low, and then that we'll see if I nailed that daily higher low. So I'll say that again. So on SOXL, if you want to flip to that chart, you could say, okay, once we put in a 15-minute higher high or lower high, higher low, higher high, and we get that trend change, I will put my stop below that last 15-minute higher low and hope that that daily higher low is in. All right, we're here. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis, and it is Friday. We're off Monday. I'm going to miss y'all terribly all weekend. I'm just going to be thinking about all y'all. And we're getting the day started. We're slightly red, even though we were green overnight. Some Ukraine news came in overnight. But it's important to remember that yesterday's dip had nothing to do with Ukraine, and that is my analysis. My analysis is it had everything to do with Bullard. We know when Bullard gets on the mic to be aware, caution, caution. And again, he was very hawkish with his comments. And the minutes Wednesday cleaned up his mid. So between the meeting and the minutes, he had comments that came out were very hawkish. The minutes cleared up that he's a man on an island and everybody else is more dovish. Then yesterday he was at it again with the hawkish comments, and the market did not like it and started pulling down. Then overnight, some positive Ukraine news came in, lifted us up just a bit, and it reminded us we still have so many trend changes on deck that we need to accomplish, and we got to get those accomplished before we can really get going. So this is who I am right here. We're gonna learn a new fishing pole and hopefully don't end up like that guy. I'm part of the Chart Guys community. Again, we teach technical analysis, and what I do is go over commodities, crypto, movers, indices, crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day. And then when I find concepts that I think may help your trading, I try to go over those as well. So let's get started. Somebody take away Bullard's mic. Sheesh. Bullard's hawkish comments were far more impactful yesterday to the market, and the market hasn't quite priced in the speed and rate and amount of increases that he continues to bring up. I have an indicator that I want to show you that may help you simplify your trading. For those of you struggling with being consistently profitable, we need to get you on one edge and keep you on that one edge. So overall, it's the same story on all four. So I'll have to go look and see if we broke those bare. Bulls need 4-hour higher high, which would trigger a 12-hour inside bar bull break on all four of these. Let's go look at what happened to the 4-hour. We are breaking bare. So 4354. So from when I typed these a few hours ago, it's no longer valid. You have support at 4357 and 4354. Resistance at 4411.50. And we just had John Deere. I didn't see any John Deere earnings. Fed speakers saying it can get out of control. So there we go. Fed speak has much more impact on the market now. The Ukraine fear, in my opinion, has been priced in a lot, but all the things that the Feds may need to do to protect us has not. Okay, interesting divergence here. NQ is holding for now. So 1412875, and we just hit 14130. So when I hover here, you can always look up here and see the numbers that I'm calling out. So we just hit 14130. So if NQ can hold this level, and that's a big if, lower probability scenario than actually breaking bear. Breaking bear is the higher probability scenario. But if it can hold it, ES may not get a lot of follow through on this bear break. So all eyes on NASDAQ. We know NASDAQ is king and queen as far as weighting within SPY. US 10-year has really pulled back. That's good for Fed. And I do not have Parkinson's, and whomever does, that's terrible. But sorry for the shaky lines. But what I was drawing is a potential head and shoulders on the 4-hour. And that would be great for tech if it could roll over. Okay, NQ's bouncing a little more significantly. So we may have a little hold here. We hit 5-minute oversold, 15-minute oversold. Hourly did not get back oversold. But that's a pretty key hold here. So what do we have to do to feel a little more confident and say, okay, maybe I can go dip by ES on this NASDAQ hold? Well, what you need at a minimum is a 5-minute trend change. Then you're going to go up and deal with all these tree branches overhead. Every EMA that's overhead, 8, 21, 12, 26, 50 MA, 100 MA. Let's just say all of our moving averages are valid. And let's say between or among all 400 of us, we have 100 EMAs or simple moving averages. All of them, let's say they're all valid. They will all serve as a tree branch overhead. So even though we're bouncing right here and holding, I always give the bears the benefit of the doubt when they're so in control. And what else is standing out to you? Look at the slope of these EMAs. The slope, SOTIMA, slope of the EMA, the sharp downward turn of the slope, which I did not enjoy geometry. So if my words are wrong, then just have grace over me because, you know, I'm trying here. But that steepness shows how fast the bears are driving the car. And the bears are driving the car fast. The bears are in the driver's seat and they're driving fast. When we have flat lines like this, that means they're just kind of fighting over the wheel. When you have a slope of the EMA that's just gentle down sloping, then it's like, okay, they're driving the car like 25 miles an hour. This is a fast speed to the downside. Again, it is notable that NASDAQ's holding that level. Let's look at RTY. RTY is breaking that 2020, and actually that was on my list today, is IWM. Where's my IWM? Here. XBI lost the daily downtrend. So it lost that daily higher low. So is IWM going to lose it as well? And is XBI that canary? Is XBI leading IWM by the nose? And I think it may be. So we just lost that 4-hour higher low, or it was actually a lower low, but we just basically lost another low. So on the daily, we still have higher highs. So we have an EQ here. Higher high, higher low, lower high. And we're looking to set a higher low compared to 2050. XBI lost this yesterday. Higher high, higher low, lower high, and down. So is XBI a canary for IWM? It's something I'm watching very closely. So my charts up here, I don't like how many I have, so I'm going to have to throw away one before we get started with the day. I'll have to figure out which one I'm going to throw away. And I have to tell you, the Queen of the Mountain trades, we have fewer setups today because of the uncertainty in the market. So listen to this crazy lady, this crazy Southern lady right now. When we have a bearish market, it is much easier to short the indices rather than go stock picking. Let me say that again. When we are in a downtrend and the market is trending down, when it moves down, it's like gravity goes, it's just like, boom, done. Gravity really kicks in and it's, how you like those sound effects? I probably need to be fired on just sound effects alone. But it just swoops down. So I prefer to short the indices on bearish days and forget about all the individual stocks. Ain't nobody got time for that. Because if you're shorting Tesla and Elon comes out with a positive, something positive, then you're kind of messed up. But overall, the tide floats all boats. Well, that same tide brings down all boats. So if we're going up in price and we're bullish, I prefer to stock pick. If we're going to the downside, just pick an index. Pick an index and go with it. It's much easier. It's much simpler. Your life is simplified. So just trust me on that. And don't just blindly trust. Go look at it. Go back test it. And on days like today, if you're not trading, paper trade it and say, okay, wow, we're having a really bear pull down. So I'm going to pick an index and short it compared to shorting Amazon and see how that works out. All right. Let's go. We covered that. RTY, we covered this holding this daily higher low. So I'm looking at NASDAQ and RTY today. We really need NASDAQ to hold this higher low because nobody else is holding a higher low. This is a lower low. We want to hold that low, of course, and get out of this EQ because we're still looking at the overall macro picture of a weekly EQ. But the more we give back, it's stacking those odds more in the bear's favor. So IWM, it would be really key if they could hold that daily high or low, prove their relative strength to help prop up the market. And then look at this NASDAQ bounce, y'all. We have to always, always, always be looking for those divergences, and don't say, okay, ES lost that 4-hour high or low, game over. No, it's not game over until NASDAQ loses it, and NASDAQ didn't. And that was a perfect dip buy opportunity on that divergence. YM lost that 4-hour high or low. It actually lost it over here, but only by $34. So with my subjective approach that it's my whatever, my prerogative, Bobby Brown, I could say that's a double bottom, but not now. That was a bear break. Just 1 second. I need coffee. I feel like Eminem right now. If I'm spewing on this mic, I need to have my energy. So Dow broke bear. ES broke bear out of that 4-hour. IWM broke bear. But look at Big Papa. NASDAQ didn't, and it's holding us up for now. And keyword for now. Okay, on VIX, I was looking for a potential 4-hour lower high. We just broke bull on that. So 4-hour higher high, higher low, higher high. A lot of times these higher highs just get wicked through. So let's see what they can do with it. But overall, on the 12-hour, we're still looking for a lower high compared to 3204. And I have been using VIX. I've been talking to y'all about it week after week after week. And I've been using it more and more in my trading plan. And by the way, if you're struggling making your trading plan, you can look down in the comments below in the description of this video, and we have a link you can just go to, and you can get a copy of how to develop a solid trading plan. So VIX has been really helping me in my day trading. If I see VIX, or if I just want to look at UVIXY, and I only look at UVIXY on 5-minute time frames, anything higher than that, it's garbage because of the decay. And if I see, for example, VIX is in a falling wedge, let me just kind of draw that. Let's just say SPY and VIX. Let's see if VIX is in a falling wedge on the 5-minute and SPY is in a potential rising wedge. I'm going to get some SPY puts. Does that make sense? That's how I've been using SPY and VIX inverse, and only on shorter term time frames, and it really helps. Some days Tesla and VIX are perfectly inverse, and sometimes Tesla has a little more relative strength. So I'm always looking for those correlations. But I think I could design a trading plan just on this divergence alone. So see if that could help you. So Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin, I have it here. Triple bottom for now. Bulls are scouting a weekly higher low. 4-hour currently oversold, typically a good fishing area. Ethereum, bulls are scouting daily and weekly higher low because they held the daily when I typed this an hour ago. Let's see if they still have. And ETH did not lose the daily. Let's look. So you see here, Bitcoin lost it. Higher low, lower high, lower low. Did Ethereum just hold it on that pullback? Yep. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So Ethereum isn't the big dog in this equation, but if Ethereum holds it, does that give Bitcoin bulls a little bit more confidence in buying this 4-hour oversold? Looking for that weekly higher low? Maybe. That may be something you want to look at. Dan has been nailing all these Bitcoin and crypto moves. If you're a part of TCG community, you can attest that it's been pretty awesome. And by the way, I don't monitor chat just because I can't, because I try to be smart, but I can't do all of those things. So if there's anything that you're asking questions about, our mods and Jason should be able to help you. Yes, we have, let's look at that and I'll show you. CNBC headline, I was watching it this morning. I made my husband rewind it like a few times so I could copy the exact headline. So 2.2 trillion in notional value of options are expiring today. Of those, 700 billion are SPX options, one of the biggest options expiry day ever from CNBC. So last month, I believe it was January 21st, that was the largest expiration date we've ever had because leaps expire, monthly OPEX, weekly OPEX, lots of expirations. Well, because of the volatility in the last 4 weeks, lots of people have been buying tons of options. So now this is the biggest day we've ever had. $2.2 trillion. So that could make the last hour very volatile. Something to keep in mind. Okay, gold has been relatively strong. On the monthly, we've gotten over this high. I wouldn't say that was a pivot high. 1919 just stands out as a resistance. I missed this run up. I don't know that shorting gold is the best thing compared to 1905 and then 1919. It is extended, but it's extended on news. We even have a cup and handle on that 4 hour. Oh, look at this. I love when we have patterns in RSI. That's so much fun. So gold, careful trying to short gold. Oil, we were looking at that short yesterday, and man, did that work out. We have the rig count, Baker Hughes rig count today at 10:30 Central, I believe, or 12:30 Central. Please confirm. If you're trading oil, you need to know that. Potential hourly bear flag resistance is at 88.67, 89.85. Support 87.46 and below 87.46, 86.75. Platinum. Oh man, I missed it. I just told Joey I wanted to buy it. I was looking at 15-minute oversold, looking for a 4 hour higher low. Joey called this to my attention saying platinum was making a move. So a TCG-ism is looking for a 4 hour higher low, zoom into lower time frames and try to find 15-minute oversold. And I literally just typed that to Joey. Oh well, y'all believe me, I don't have to go prove it. My word. And those are big gains on this contract. 138 tick. That's about $1,400. Wow. If my math is right. NG has been pretty strong. We just got this 4 hour bull break over 4563. Your next resistance 4793 and support 4371. I don't have a setup for you here. Possibly buying an hourly. Oh, that's not what I want. Possibly looking to bottom fish an hourly higher low compared to 4.402. Apple. All right, this I'm going to stop and I'm going to show you the new indicator that I like. Orb style. So opening range breakout. So I like to tell y'all, watch the first 15 minutes. If the name is making a new lower low, that's bearish. Making a new higher high, that's bullish. Look for the high of the low bar break, the low of the high bar break. So I've got a different way of saying that. Opening range breakout. So I found an orb indicator by ZZZZ Crypto 123. It has 1,473 likes. Adjust the time if needed. And the reason I'm giving you all this information is there's multiple orb indicators, opening range breakout. So let's look at this one in particular. So if we look at this one, opening range breakout by ZZZ Crypto 123 1473. If I'm going too fast, just pause the screen. Okay, then I put that on my chart. Let's see if it works. All right, yeah, here it is. Okay. So what this is doing is it plots the first 15-minute high. So base for my time frame, 7:30 to 7:45. Boom, here's the low, here's the high. And it plots it, green on top, red on bottom. And what you could say is, of course, you always have to have context. This is not in a vacuum. This opening range breakout trade is not within a vacuum. You must say, what is the most probable scenario? In this case, we were looking for a top fish on Apple yesterday for this potential hourly lower high compared to 173.34. It was one of our Queen of the Mountain trades. Okay, so that's the context. So we go back and we look at this trade. Okay, tightening range. Don't mess with it, don't mess with it, don't mess with it, mess with it. As soon as we break below, with a candle close below that opening range breakout, go short, stay short as long as the EMAs stay overhead. How cool was that? I hope I'm explaining this very well. So I don't know why when I changed the settings, I changed it to my time zone, it didn't work. So I guess this is just kind of stuck on Eastern time zone. So just recognize that. And if you say, I want the opening range just 5 minutes, it'll look different. I want the 15 minutes. And it goes with the same concept that Dan teaches about making lower lows after we open, making higher, breaking low of day, breaking high of day. In this case, it broke high of day, but guess what? No candle closed above. How beautiful is that? If that does not make you happy. Okay, thanks, MG. I appreciate it. So this is just something. Let's go look at Amazon. Is this yesterday? Yeah, Amazon. Opening high, 15-minute, and here's the low. And then as soon as we got a candle close below, we did get a candle close right here, but it wasn't very long lasting. And then down she went. Isn't that cool? So I think it's something, if you're struggling, but you always need context. Are we looking for lower highs? Are we looking for higher lows? You can't just use this indicator in a vacuum. You have to use this indicator within context of the larger time frames. But I really think it's something that could help a lot of you who are struggling to get a clearly defined edge. All right, on Apple, I like a dip buy of Apple compared to 168.52. And then 168.47 only if NASDAQ holds that 4-hour higher low. I like a top fish, and I always zoom into the 15-minute to get a level here. I couldn't get a level on this one, actually. I had to use the pre-market resistance of 170.10. So I like a top fish of Apple of 170.10, a bottom fish of 168.47. I watch UVIXI AmeriAsia on TradingView, and I watch /VX on Thinkorswim. Okay. Amazon. Amazon, an inside day is possible. Y'all look at this. How many times are we holding this 3090? It's support until it isn't, all right? That is a major area of support, and we continue to bounce from it. So this is where I got the 15-minute. So a 15-minute resistance is 31.32. So if NQ is rolling over, we need to be looking short. But if NQ is holding and getting trend changes, a bottom fish of this 3090 area should be a good area to dip by and just stop out if it loses 3089. APPN had a beat. So I had to go out there and look for a bull name because a lot of our setups are bearish this morning, but I wanted you to have at least one bullish name for ninjas only who are looking to bottom fish this big earnings reaction. Now we had Dash yesterday, had that big earnings reaction, and it faded almost all day. So it doesn't mean these areas are going to hold, but the high of yesterday was 54.40 right here. 54.40. So if that holds here, that could be a dip buy area on APPN. Ford, I love Ford on Fridays because it has great lotto opportunities. So I went and checked it out. It has no news. I was obviously looking at 12 hour. 12-hour EQ looking for a higher low compared to 1750. 1750. So I like a dip buy of Ford at 1750. If that's lost, game over, all right? ISRG. ISRG, let's start the weekly. Weekly inside bars. We're on our second inside bar, super tight. Have a daily inside bar. We have a daily EQ. So what I like is a bottom fish of this 283.50 or a top fish of this 290 area. So top fishing in here, trying to nail this top of this 12-hour EQ, 292.36, or a bottom fish of 283.50, maybe using 282.72 as a more aggressive stop. So ISRG is super tight. I have no idea which way it's going to break. If we use our rule of preceding trend, the odds favor it would break down in a potential bear flag. Okay, in the spirit of also looking for one more trade that's potentially bullish, JBHT got an upgrade today, and I went and looked at the chart, and it has a beautiful EQ, gorgeous. So I like a bottom fish of 186.97 and or a top fish of 189.89. But this has been a bigger bull than most, so I don't know if a top fish would make me happy. We have a squeeze on the daily. Transportation has been positive, so I like JBHT. Hey, Zick T Bear, how are you doing? Redfin. Ninjas only looking for waterfall flushes. So right now we have an hourly double bottom at 1974, 1975. Your next support is 1970 and then 1834. Trust me, it's from the daily chart. So what I'm looking for here, the ninjas who want oversold bounces, is I would look for some serious waterfall. If we have serious waterfall action on either Redfin or Roku, I would look to play the oversold bounce. But it has to be an aggressive drop. Right now, look, they're doing the yo-yo. Walk the dog, walk the dog, walk the dog. Even here, walk the dog, walk the dog. And now they're cooling off RSI. So we're not even oversold on the 5 minute. So I'm not just going to go dip by Redfin and Roku because they got the SNOT beat out of them. Oh, NASDAQ's bouncing a little better now. That's good. Roku, again, same thing. Ninjas only. Tesla. Tesla has a clear area of support here. 870.99. So 870. I like a dip buy of 870. Aggressive bears could be looking to top fish 888, 893.38, prior resistance, somewhere in that zone. And what you're looking for is you're attempting to nail this daily higher low compared to 850.70. Tesla has a little more room than most. But I would use the ORB, so the opening range breakout on Tesla. Let me turn it on here. Look how it worked yesterday. Ugh. Look how it worked. Opening range breakout and down. So I would use opening range breakout on Tesla, wait for 15 minutes to go by and see what your first candle close is above or below. Take that sucker and ride it to the ground. You're welcome. Fred, I like that. I didn't ask y'all to hit the like button. Duh, hit the like button, please. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button. I'm going to do one request. I saw NEO. I went over NQ. That's the same thing as QQQ. So NASDAQ is looking to hold that 4-hour higher low. It's the only indices that did it, i.e. QQQ. So as long as it holds that 4-hour higher low, we're saying there's a chance. Potential 4-hour bear flag. And what we are is looking for this daily higher low on NEO compared to 23.34. We're cognizant of a potential 4-hour bear flag. 24.65, yesterday's low, becomes the key level to hold. Below that, 24.19. Top fish aggressive bears are looking at pre-market level of 25.09. Good morning, John. How are you? Thank you, Judd, for answering all those questions. MG, thank you. Oh, thank you, MG. We got that trend change. I see NASDAQ's bouncing pretty nicely. All right. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Jason will be live in our room in 4 minutes. I'll be live midday. And I believe Lamont will be live end of day. We have 3 live shows at least per day within the TCG community. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out chartguys.com. And I hope I helped you a little bit today preparing for your day. And maybe that orb indicator can help you as well. I love you all and use stop losses.